Good morning, guys. Breakfast of Champions. Granola bar. Alright, guys, we are on our way over here to Southport, over here to the Fish Factory Road Wildlife Ramp. Getting ready to go do a little flounder fishing this morning. I was contacted by a subscriber here a few weeks ago after I made a video that the fishing stunk down here. Me and Steve Sharon was down here and we just didn't have no luck. Well, this guy lives down here and he offered to take me out. Well, I'm using my boat, but he offered to show me a few places, maybe help me on my technique just a little bit, which I'll gladly take some help on. He told me a few places that we need to go, need to try this morning. It's going to be high tide at 6 o'clock. We're going to fish the falling tide, fish to about 12 o'clock. He's got to get back, so that gives us from about 6 o'clock. We're going to go out here and try to get some bait there at the ramp. He said the bait there was pretty plentiful right now, so we're going to try to get some menhaden, pogies. Hopefully we'll have a good, productive morning. He said the fish was kind of spotty. He did pretty good last weekend. He fished a tournament down here. So I'm excited. Got in last night about 12:30 down here. It's 5:30, well 5:21 right now. So I got to meet him at the boat ramp at 5:30. We'll talk to y'all guys here in just a few minutes. Alright, guys, so the first thing we gotta do here is try to find some bait, and that's what Jamie's doing right now. We found a school and we found a little bit right here. Get them in here in the bucket, and the pogies was kind of scarce this morning for whatever reason. This next cast throw here, he does pretty good. We get just about what we need. So we get these in a bucket, get them in a live well, and go ahead and get fishing. Alright, guys, so I got the trolling motor down. I've got the spot lock on, or anchor lock, and we're just out here working these pogies in. Like I said, we're doing it Carolina rig style. We're just throwing it out there. You working it, throwing it up towards your bank or towards your docks, and working it back slow. You want to keep that pogie moving. Working it over the structure that's down in the water, and trust me, there is a lot of structure down that water. I mean, it's you get hung up a lot, but and you just break off and retie. But yeah, I'm just working it in, working it back slow, just like I said, just keeping that bait moving. Here in just a minute, you're gonna see me stop, and this is from the clip I showed in the last video. Right there, I think, is where I start kind of feeling just a little bit of weight. I'm just easing that thing up. I'm kind of wondering if that's what it is or not. I wasn't quite sure. You notice the boat's moving, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just reeling up the slack is all I'm doing, and I'm just trying to make sure that's what it is. Okay, so right here is where I got all the slack out of the line, because the boat's moving forward and backwards, but right here you're going to see me hit that thumb bar right there. And what I'm doing is I'm just letting that line go out and let the fish lay there with that bait in its mouth, that pogie, because what it's doing is got to get that it's got to get that bait turned in its mouth so he can swallow it. So I wait for about 35 seconds is what I timed it on the video. So we're gonna just kind of, well, I sped it up. I think I cut some parts out. I know that wasn't 35 seconds, but I set the hook, and this fish right here was 16 inches long. I'm sorry. You're gonna see me get the fish, take the hook out of its mouth, but you're not gonna actually see the fish. I got the picture of it there in the top left-hand corner of the cooler, but I did not get the fish. I thought the camera was tilted down enough where y'all guys could see it. I apologize, but anyway, we're just working that bait back in slow, just keeping that bait on the bottom for whatever weight we need. I think I'm using a 3/4 ounce right now, and I'm just working that thing across the bottom. Sometimes I'll drag it. You see me kind of dragging it. It just depending on the angle I'm at. If I'm straight on, I'll raise the rod tip up. If I'm pulling kind of at an angle like I am here, I'll pull it to the side. So unfortunately, guys, I did not get this hook set on camera. I don't know what I did or what happened, but I did not get the hook set on camera. But I was able to get this fish on camera this time. He netted it for me. This was actually a smaller flounder. This was a 14 incher. So this was a throwback. It got to be in North Carolina. They got to be at least 15 inches long. So I get this one off. I show you guys in the camera here. All right, here's the pokey we was using, and you'll see where it looked like it bit down on the back half of it. Well, that's the flounder getting that thing in its mouth and getting it turned around, and you got to wait a while because the flounder's actually got the thing, and it's got to get the hook in its mouth because you hook them through the nose, kind of sort of between the eyes, just below the eyes and between the nose and the eyes there is where you hook them at. So you got to give it time for the flounder to take that in and get that pokey turned around in its mouth. All right, guys, here's flounder number 2. Something got a hold of this thing before I got him out of the water. But that's flounder number 2 for us. So hopefully we'll keep getting on some more around these docks. Put this one back. It's about 14 inches. There he goes. All right, here I think we've moved down a little ways, so we're fishing some more boat docks and a different section here. And the reason I'm showing you these clips, I got a few clips here that I wanted to show you in different angles. Just wanted to show you how I'm working the Carolina rig. Is basically why I'm showing you this. You can see there I'm just kind of dragging it along the bottom because you want to keep that. You want to keep your pokey and your weight on the bottom, just dragging it across all the structure, and because those flounder are right up against that structure, waiting for bait to come across, because they're going to ambush that bait. There was a good article in the North Carolina Sportsman magazine this month. Talked about the characteristics of a flounder, and they're actually a pretty doggone lazy fish. So they're not going to move a whole lot. You got to kind of put your bait in front of them or real close to them. So you gotta work. And I heard Jimmy Price in a seminar, and I got the video. I'll post it on here in a link. But he's talking about how you need to go cast out a foot, go over a foot and a half or so, and retrieve it back in. Cast over a foot. Just keep going that like a fan. Just a foot and a half or so, something like that, until you've got that whole area covered. Yeah. And you can see here I'm just dragging that thing across. Just another example. Reeling up my slack once I get it up a little ways, and just dragging that thing across the bottom is all I'm doing.
and you'll feel like weight or either a thump whenever you get a bite. And if it's weight, it's a little more difficult to to really be able to tell. But if you feel that thump, sometimes they hit it hard. Jamie had a couple there right there at the boat, and he hit it hard. Now right here, Jamie's got a toadfish, and it's a nice one. Oh my gosh! Oh good gosh, that thing's big. That's a big old toadfish. I don't either, man. I can't stand them. Them things are nasty.
You know what they say where the toadfish start to flounder.
Oh really?
They feed. They in the same place to catch flounder, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't stand them nasty things.
They bite like a flounder.
Yeah. All right. Good deal. Yeah. Pretty trout. Yep. Yeah. Right there, Jamie picked up a small underslot trout, so we throw it back. But had a lot of fun with Jamie. Hopefully, going back with him here at the end of next month, and maybe fish a tournament with him. But Jamie had to get back. He had things he had to do. I had to get back to my wife and family, so it's about 12:30 now. So we head on back to the boat dock and load up and head to the house. Watch right here though, in just a second you'll see this big huge boat go by. This thing put off some killer waves. If you will, please give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to have more videos like this coming out as I learned. I hope to be able to share those what I learned with y'all. Guys, thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next video.